Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of the Chillin' Podcast. This is that was 1, 2, 3.
Just look at the date.
It's the sixth, seventh, sixth. It's the sixth, guys.
It's one of the fuckers.
Welcome to the sixth episode. My name is Tom.
I am Tyler, and I am Harley.
Lovely, and we're here again to talk about shits and stuffs. How you boys doing? How you boys feeling?
Pretty good. I think someone else needs to start this one off because I just genuinely realised, I fucking forgot, what I want to talk about. I'll start.
You'll hopefully remind me as we get going.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, this month has been incredibly busy for me.
Mm-hmm.
I finally, yes, as I mentioned last time, I'm doing a show. That show has now been performed and done. And now I'm free again. That took up a lot of my time.
Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it was a heck of a show. We watched this boy flew on stage like no one has done before.
Yeah. So yeah, that was fun. It was strange, just having something to do every day, you know.
Mm-hmm. Again.
And having my just time fulfilled, and it'll be evident later that I was very busy, but so. Yeah, and haven't done anything else other than that. This is my first day. I'm gonna count as just chilling,
chilling,
yeah.
like the podcast.
Whoa!
I know.
That's the podcast we do.
And that's the first day he's doing it. He's doing it on the day we're recording.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh my God.
So it's gonna be weird filling my days off,
Yeah.
figuring out what to do, but.
I mean, you do have work.
I do have work, of course. Yeah, I do have work, but I have days off and stuff, and filling my weekends with stuff. But yeah, so excited for whatever the hell's happening next.
What the future holds.
The future holds. I mean, yeah. I have a lot of ideas in my head and things I want to do and stuff. But yeah, we'll talk about that later. But yeah.
Fair enough.
Question, Holly. I guess will start with your homework.
Oh fuck.
Have you started a new book?
No.
I know you've been busy.
Evidently no.
All right. I mean,
What the hell, man?
technically, okay. I'm gonna help you out here. You did do a play,
I did.
and you could say that a script is a book.
Sure.
So I'll give you that.
Okay.
Is the show based on a book?
Yeah, it is.
There you go.
There you go. A Magician's Elephant.
Yeah.
Sick ass story. Even I recommend. I didn't read it. I watched it, but sick ass story. Very cute. Other homework. Do you have a fact about a film?
Oh,
That's
I
morbid
completely
in
forgot
any way.
about that one.
Yeah, you did.
To be fair, we're
But
giving
I'll
him
be
too
here
much
to remind
homework.
you. I mean,
We're giving him lots of homework. To be fair, I had no homework.
well, I completed my 2 pieces of homework.
Well done. Well, shall we talk about you or?
Yeah. So last podcast, I was near the end of my previous job and about to begin the one that I have now. So I guess I technically started a new job, but I am afraid that this will be the job I'll have for a while, unless I'm fired.
Right.
Yeah.
And the only way at least in the near future, that I go away from this job is if I'm being promoted or anything, or I go to a different position within that company. I don't see myself leaving anytime soon, and I'm okay.
Yeah.
I don't have any plans on changing my job.
Right. Cool.
I'm
6
very
months
happy
in,
where I am.
It's done.
Yes, finally. Let's go. Very happy where I am. People are lovely. Job sick. Cool opportunities to do more than I want. So, more than I'm doing right now. So that's cool. So that's my piece of homework. I continued watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah.
The weird adventure of JoJo's. And I finished part 3. As you boys are aware, and we speak about shit and stuff in our own time, and we kind of agreed on that part 3, and I think maybe it's just agreed within the community that part 3 is perfect ending for that trilogy of parts, I guess.
Yeah. It's like,
of those 3 stories.
what I consider to be the end of like the Joestar or like the Dio saga. Is
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
those 3 parts, and then whatever comes afterwards is kind of like more like more sort of spin-offy, and kind of like, it's not that it doesn't have ramifications on the plot, because it does, but it's more of a thing of like it's kind of just off to the side. Like, this is kind of new, separate, like anthology stuff.
Yeah.
I guess is the better example, because like a lot of the parts now are not really connected. They're just kind of like, they just exist.
Right.
So it's kind of like an anthology series from now on, where you get a different part and it's just a whole thing.
I guess it's probably just like a little gift for the fans that want more, I guess. I'll assume. But yeah, I'm very happy with how it ended, at least part 3. I feel like whatever I watch next from Joseph's Bizarre Adventure, I'm like, okay, this is what the show is, and this is like little droplets of extra stuff that might be good or even better, but this is the story, and then it's like the rest. I mean, my opinion might change, but I'm very happy with that, and you know, maybe I'm now an anime fan. I
my
think
God.
maybe.
It took
If
that.
I'm
Hey.
being honest, if we've heard this guy throughout the past few weeks as he's been watching this shit and it just becoming his personality, is probably the clearest example of you becoming an anime fan. You making JoJo references all the time.
I am. Ora. You know what I mean?
Look at him go.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
It just took this to unlock his, like, secret love.
Look, legit, like going to work and just kind of walking around, I'm thinking about like, because like, I don't know, it's just the style of JoJo, I guess. It's like, and like the poses and shit.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm walking and I'm like checking like how my hands look, and like if I stop them like here, how they look. It's dumb and stupid, but it's like, I don't know. It's just a cool looking show, man. What can I say?
It's pretty cool.
The aesthetic is pretty freaking sick. But if there's like crazy bad things about it.
Yeah, of course.
About the show,
Yeah.
especially in part 3. And the people who've watched the show, they know. All I'll say for people who haven't watched the show and are thinking about doing so, be warned about an episode with a ship, with and a monkey.
And a monkey.
And there was another one. One where the guy with the gray hair turns into a baby. Those 2 are a bit weird.
Yeah.
Just be warned with that.
Bit bizarre, isn't it?
It's a bit, a bit fucking bizarre. I want to ask you boys. I mean, from part 1 to 3, favorite JoJo.
Oh.
Like comparing, like.
Part 1 to part 3?
Yeah, favorite.
Okay. Joseph, yeah.
Joseph.
One. Yeah, I think we all agree. Just
Yeah.
number 1.
Joseph's the goat.
For me, Jonathan's second.
Yeah.
For me.
And
And then Jotaro 3. Even though Jotaro is like cool at the end, and he
Yeah.
has like, but it's the thing, like he has the most time to be likable, but he never is.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean.
Only until the end. And like, I like Jonathan, and I think he's underrated because he's the first one. He's just like, he's the archetypal, like, I'm the good guy, and I'm gonna do good things, and I'm gonna be nice and good. You know what I mean?
And I'm British!
And I'm British. Yeah. So I think that's that's still a good. He was still a good character.
Yeah.
But yeah, Joseph. But then what they did in part 3 for Joseph, worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's not a JoJo freaking episode. Did anything else happen in this month for you boys?
Well, Tali,
I remembered.
Yeah, go.
I remember.
You remembered.
Guys, I remembered.
He
It's a
recalls.
crazy thing. I recall it happened like not so long ago, but it's pretty big, so I don't really know how I just forgot that. But I finished college.
Oh,
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
It's over.
you're free man.
I am a
Studies
free
are
man.
done.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's break time, and then I'm gonna be. My next goals in life would be finding a job. So
Ah.
maybe in the next few episodes' time, maybe we'll see a job update.
Yeah. Hey.
We'll see.
Now my job arc is done, and yours is just beginning.
Yeah. So we'll see where that goes. But like, it was a bit of a crazy. For the past few days, it felt like a fever dream. Like, because like, it's over, and like, just now recently coming to terms with the fact that it's over. Like I talked about this the other day, but I was chilling and I watched a trailer for something, and I saw a specific thing in this trailer. It was like an anime trailer, and I remember being like, oh, my one friend would really like that. And I pictured the conversation of going into college and speaking to that friend about that thing, and then was like, whoa, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I'm not going into college next week. Mm-hmm. So it's just kind of like a crazy realization that I'm just not gonna, like, that environment just doesn't exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the sort of thing that was just like, just the norm. Like, I did it all the time to the point where it was just like, it was just part of my schedule, part of my routine. Like, it just became part of my life. And now realizing it's like, wait, I have nowhere to go now.
Yeah.
It was just a bit of a weird, like, realization moment. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this break because I have a lot of things I want to do and a lot of games I want to play, and you know, I can dedicate a bit more time to this channel as well, which is always nice, like with games to play. To be fair, I think I've done pretty well already, but we'll get into that later on because I would like to speak about that. But yeah, I think I'm looking forward to this break of just chilling for a little bit. And we'll see where it takes me. I mean, I'm looking forward to wherever life goes, to be honest.
Yeah, man, it's exciting. As someone who has finished his studies for a few years now, it's like for me personally, it was liberating because for me, studies were never like really my thing.
Yeah.
And now actually being able to work and somewhat try to pursue what I want to pursue in different ways. It's freaking sick, man.
Yeah.
And getting your own money, getting your own bag. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
So I'm excited for you.
Thank you. And like, it also opens up like opportunities because for a while I've had an idea brewing in the back of my mind for like video ideas and things like that.
Mm-hmm. And
I like a video format, and I might try and take up learning like editing and producing or something because I would like to produce something for this channel. Like I have a vision for something I want to achieve. I won't talk too much about it now in case nothing ever happens with it, but it is something on the back of my mind that like I just realized recently that I have a lot of time on my hands now, so maybe I could dedicate that time to working on that project.
Yeah.
But we'll see where that goes. I think it'll be very interesting.
Well, I guess whether this happens or not, for people listening, if you are interested in seeing different type of stuff in this channel that's not just a podcast, sound off. Probably wouldn't be. I mean, I don't know what the idea is yet. So I don't remember if you told me. There's a chance that it's only on YouTube and on Spotify. So if you listen on Spotify, consider following on the YouTube. People who listen on YouTube, consider following on Spotify. Hey, become friends.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what? Hell yeah. Hey, listen to both at the same time.
Maximum sharing.
Yeah. You follow both things, like split screen and press play at the same time.
Or you have like four sets of earphones and you put them like all around you in the 4 different directions, and then it's like 360 sound.
It's so true. Dolby. All around you.
All around you.
But yeah, no, I'm excited to see what that idea is, and yeah, just different stuff for this channel. So it's not just podcasts and stuff. That'll be exciting to see.
Yeah.
Holly, did you collect a fact or
no? To be honest, I was listening. I was listening to my friends talk and tell me about their
that's fair.
To be honest.
Yeah,
no. Hey, pretty based.
Yeah,
and that's what makes you such a chill ass.
Yeah. You know what? Talking of films, I want to talk about this because I think it's quite fun. So I think we've mentioned a few times that me and Tyler have been going through a horror movie. A binge watch cycle, and obviously 3 times we can get down to business with a lot of them. But Friday the 13th is it's great.
What makes it so great?
It's so great because there's lots of goofy. Well, right, it's the 80s. You know, all these kind of old classic slasher movies. Like it's the theme of the first one. You know, is the iconic one that takes it a little bit seriously, and then it goes down the road and it just gets a bit more silly and stupid and wackier. of
Yeah.
each film. It's just great. I think it's just one of those things of watching those films with friends and stuff is such a good, like, you know, like in the films you get loads of friends and stuff watching horror movies, like those kind of slasher films, and I think it makes the watching experience so much better because they are goofy and they are so ridiculous and not there. I mean, Friday the 13th is like gory, but like it's like I don't want to say unrealistic gory, but you know what I mean. Like
they take it to some crazy extremes.
Yeah,
and there are some kills in. I mean, it goes for multiple slasher movies, but there are kills that are just so unrealistic. Like they're just so crazy. Like it is a thing of like an event. It's a watch party to just get together and just like laugh at some of the crazy moments and commentate on what's going on and
root for characters that you don't want to die but that obviously are going to die.
Yeah, and like pass theories back and forth.
Yeah.
If you have any, because like I think one thing is that a lot of these movies and like there's a lot of theory culture around horror movies because they are mysterious.
Yeah.
But like I haven't really seen much theories on Friday the 13th per se, but I haven't really gone looking for them. But like, it's interesting from my standpoint to go into these movies trying to kind of decipher what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
Because
do you have any theories on Friday the 13th?
I mean, it's a lot because it keeps changing. Like it's very each movie. I mean, it doesn't help that it was like done by multiple different directors for each movie. Like it's never really settled. There's no guy in their clear vision. Like normally it's just like they just take the IP and run with it.
Yeah, because back in the day it's all about just selling the tickets. With the label Friday the 13th, like, and they didn't really care about. Yeah. Because obviously it had Friday the 13th on it, people were going to see it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is quite common to a lot of things nowadays with Marvel and stuff like that. I think
these fucking superheroes.
I think we talked about this before. But I don't want to repeat the topics, but, you know, like, they're, you know, just slapping the label on and just...
Oh, yeah.
You know, not really...
And there's a Batman movie with the Joker in it. I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, Batman, watch, you
Batman,
know. And Star Wars, you know, that's too. Yeah. I mean, we can talk about the Acolyte, but, you know.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I obviously haven't watched that. Is that not good?
It's, the thing is, right, I'm enjoying the setting, if you get what I mean, because it's not like the sky. It's like set before the Phantom Menace, right? So it's an interesting time period.
And Phantom Menace is the first episode
in the story, yeah.
In the movies, right? Yeah.
So it's a cool time period that you don't get to see, or haven't seen yet. So it's a cool one.
Just isn't covered in like movies. And stuff.
I mean, from a Star Wars outsider, it feels like. I mean, I think that's what a lot of franchises do. Of like, okay, so we told the main story. What will be interesting? Okay, let's go to the past, or maybe slight little bits in the past, and the little gaps that we haven't seen. Oh, and there's this other planet that people haven't seen before. Is that kind of what they're doing?
It's more the fact of like, it's a different story set in the same universe, and I kind of like that. Because, I mean, we've had Star Wars shows before, and...
I've heard with different levels of quality.
Yeah, but apart from Ahsoka, there haven't been ones where it's like, people just want to see the lightsabers and the fights and stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But obviously, getting away from that Skywalker and all those characters in that, and just having something different, having something refreshing, which I kind of was looking forward to. But then it came down to watching it, and I see what they're trying to do writing-wise, but I mean, again, I'm not a professional writer, but, you know, I like to imagine that, you know, it's a profession I would like to do, of creating things and stuff like that, and I just feel like the execution of the things they wanted to do was in the wrong order. And stuff, because I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but for like some reveals were revealed instantly episode 1, and it's just like, well, you could have kept that quiet for a bit and then have people speculate, but no, which is like, because then it just ruins the anticipation or whatever and stuff, and it's just like, okay, but it's meh.
This reminds me of how passionate you're talking about this. Something exciting that has also happened, and the three of us have consumed it. is the little doctor guy, the little Doctor Who.
Oh yes,
guy.
So you finished it on there?
Yes. You finished
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I finished it.
Okay,
I finished
cool. Okay, let's give a
Right.
big chunk about talk about this. Okay.
Here we go.
Okay. So I think we mentioned Doctor Who before, as it started last month. All right.
Yeah.
But
I believe so.
it's finished now.
But if you didn't listen to the previous podcast, big Doctor Who fans here, especially Harley,
Yes.
for context.
I love my little blue box show. So I guess this series or this new era of Doctor Who is meant to be the one to bring it back to popularity and stuff like that, right? And
Yeah.
well, to be fair, I've been reading news articles and stuff, and it isn't doing as terribly as we thought it would, which is a good sign.
Right.
But you know, the series as a whole, I wouldn't say was the best for introducing newer viewers, if you get what I mean.
Right. Yeah.
I think the perfect example for that was Series 1 with Christopher Eccleston. If they did something like that, then it would have been perfect for that goal. But I don't have a complaint with them experimenting with things and seeing how like different lengths the show can do, but I feel like some of them were hit, some of them were miss, in my opinion, and it's strange because there were less episodes than normal, so it felt like you didn't get enough time with like the companion and the Doctor and stuff, and getting the character of the Doctor. Like, Ncuti is a fantastic actor, right? He is amazing,
crazy.
but I'm not at the level yet where I see him as the Doctor yet. And because I don't think I've seen that in the stories and stuff, and the little time we've had with them so far. And again, it is their first series, but you know, I think there's some times where you go into a Doctor's tenure and then you go, right, they found it. That's you know.
But I agree with how Christopher Eccleston was like a perfect reintroduction to the series. As someone, I mean, I didn't grow up with Doctor Who in any way. I kind of, you were the one that introduced it to me, and something that I found with, and I'm gonna say Christopher Eccleston is like shooting out and stuff like that. It's not, obviously it's not their responsibility of like how things were written. Obviously, it's just to reference the seasons. But like Shigatu's Doctor would very often reference things in the past.
Yeah.
Or like basically every single episode would be like, oh, what's crazy when we visit that blurp blorp planet? These crazy things happen. Which would be direct references to previous events. Where, if I remember correctly, Christopher Eccleston, he would reference different things, but it was more to explain, yes, I'm the Doctor. I have, for example, I have 2 hearts. I travel time space, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And maybe eventually, slightly later on, he introduced or was referencing more things. Because first, I think you have to hook in the audience on the concept of the show, and then if they're interested, they go back and watch what those references are all about. Because I think Shigato was referencing a lot of recent. When I said it's recent, I think more like modern Doctor Who. I mean, it was doing quite a bit all over the place, but it was a thing of when you know nothing about a series and then they just keep on referencing things back. It's it means nothing to you. You know what I mean?
And for especially new viewers are like, what? Who?
Yeah,
what?
new viewers. That is my point. Of I don't think it was as good as introducing new people. However, I think it did have a lot of cool things.
Yeah.
But
the way if I would describe the series in one word, it would be fun.
Yeah,
and that's not a bad thing at all. It was fun, and it was enjoyable to an extent, right? But I'm thinking of the bigger picture of the purpose of the series is meant to be doing. But then it is apparently, because I read an article yesterday about how the goal is to draw younger audiences
viewers,
in,
sure,
which makes total sense, obviously.
Yeah, that's what the target has mostly been.
Yeah,
for a good while.
But obviously they filmed the next season, And they filmed them quite quickly, one another, and I think that is a danger in some sense.
Because they cannot get the feedback of
exactly, and change and move things. I understand. Okay, great, you have confidence and you're believing it's gonna work, but like at the end of the day, you know, you're doing it to the you're making this for the people, right? The people to watch it and come back and watch it. But if you don't listen to the feedback and, you know, stuff like that, then, you know, people aren't going to come back and be like, oh, it's the same stuff.
It's a clear sign that they're not listening to the community when the season's already done by the time that the season's out. Do you know what I mean? Like,
but then I
guess example.
I guess we also don't know behind the scenes extents of like the big powerhouse of Disney. How, I mean, they don't have full control, but obviously they have some terms, I suppose, because, you know, they can just drop their funding for Doctor Who, like with a snap of the finger after the second series if it's not doing very well. But yeah, and I mean, thanks to Disney, the show looks the best it has been in ages, and it's very clear. Yeah. And the look of the show is amazing. It's just hopefully there is a balance of somewhat, you know, I don't want to say better writing, but like, I don't know.
Better writing.
Yeah.
It's my time to shine, motherfuckers.
Okay, alright, go on.
I've let y'all waffle on for however long now. It's my time for my Epic Gamer review.
Okay, alright.
Yeah, man. Because I'm coming from the perspective of a Doctor Who viewer who I would consider myself to be fairly, like, new, because I used to watch it back in the day when I was younger, but, like, I never really properly understood what was going on. Mm-hmm. It was more of a thing of, like, for example, you know, me and Harley, we are brothers, and so he would want to watch it, and so the family, we would watch it, and so I was there watching it, right?
Have we ever mentioned that you guys are brothers?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Have we mentioned that? Yeah, okay, never mind.
That'd be really funny if we haven't. And that was just a drop then. But I'm pretty 110% certain we've mentioned it before, but...
There you go. Sorry, I just thought... Yeah.
But, like, we would watch it, right? And so I would be, like, a casual viewer, I would consider myself to be, because like I don't know understand anything about the lore really. Like I'm not really that much of a what they called Whovian.
Yeah.
You know? But like, so when this new season came about and I heard that it was kind of like not like a reboot, but more it was like a soft reboot, kind of trying to bring in new people. I was like, okay, I'll give this season a watch to kind of see from my perspective. Because you guys have watched it, like, you know all the shit. Well, you know a lot of the shit. And I've come from the perspective of, like, I don't know fucking anything. I know Daleks and Cybermen, that's about it. And so I went in, and, like, I will say, like, as a new fan, it was just kind of shit, man. I can't lie. There's a lot of really, like, mid-episodes, like, that I just found myself... If I was, like, a casual viewer just watching stuff, I think I would just drop the show.
Right.
Like, 73 Yards is the biggest example of that. I don't think... If I was a casual, like, just sort of watching stuff, and I wasn't... Because I was watching it mainly because, like, I wanted to watch it alongside everyone else and, like, get the full feeling of the season, right? So I had to have the willpower to watch the full episode, right? But if this was just on my TV and, like, I was watching 73 Yards, I would just switch channel. And I think there are a lot of episodes that end up being like that. And I think as invested as I was, because I was paying a lot of attention to these episodes because I wanted to get a full scope for it, a lot of the mysteries and the writing was just pants and just did not really, you know, pan out as it probably should have. The CGI was great, you know, obviously thanks Disney for the budget. I do agree, I think it's probably the best that the show's ever looked, but like, I just couldn't get over the way they handled a lot of the things, and the writing, like the script work was really, really bad. I remember there being a bunch of lines that I just, like, they were meant to be serious, and I would burst out laughing from just some of the lines, man. I need to, like, someday assemble, like, a video of just, like, some of the lines, because I just remember losing my shit to some of them, man. They're just so poorly done. And, like, I really, like, the actors, like, were really good. Like, Shooty and... Is it Melly Gibson?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, they did such a good job with what they had. And it is really upsetting because it's just, like... I really wish they did not do the 2 seasons back to back. I wish they did this season and then left it for a bit, because then they could actually pull together, like the viewers' opinions. Because if you want this show, if you're writing this show to bring in new people, and then you don't respect the new people and listen to what they have to say, then you're not really going to be bringing in much new people for much longer. Like, the whole thing is, it's kind of this relationship between viewer and creator. If you want to make it for the viewer, you gotta listen to what the viewer wants and what the viewer kind of would like to see from your show. But if you're not doing that, then it's not really going to be that clear relationship. You're not going to get that viewership that you want.
I get what you mean. It's not like it was or like season 1 was going to have, like, they didn't leave something to be like, oh, a clear continuation to season 2. Of like, what I mean is, like, for example, Infinity War Endgame. Like, for example, they for Infinity War and Endgame, they did a continuous production. Like, they didn't wait to hear feedback for Infinity War to finish Endgame. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was because, like, that was one story, and like they weren't gonna change anything.
Yeah.
Because of it, not because of.
Like, that was pretty clear cut, and like that's kind of different because it's like a movie, and like it's just 2 halves of one big movie. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that's very different in that respect. And like for the show, for Doctor Who, like this was pretty clear ended. Like it starts here and ends here. And obviously there are things that are going to carry over into the next season, like mysteries and whatnot. But as a viewer right now, I know that I personally don't have trust in this writer to pay off mysteries by the way things have been handled this season, and like that's trying to put it in a way that doesn't I don't know, spoil it. I don't know if we want to go into spoiler territory.
We can, I think.
Yeah.
If you want to, just skip.
Yeah. The last thing about Doctor before we move on to something else, but like, can we speak about the ending?
The one who waits.
The one who hates, and the whole mystery with Ruby Sunday.
It was absolutely terrible.
For context, I think if people are still here who don't really care but want to know, basically the companion Ruby Sunday, throughout the season there is this, she's an orphan and we don't know who her mum is, but it's made out throughout the season that her mum is mysterious and purposely keeping her identity open, and there's no logs of her anywhere. And it's a very mysterious person. Every time she thinks or something happens, like about the past or whatever, like it starts to snow around Ruby Sunday, and
it's like space-time is getting fucked.
Which is a cool concept. It's like that.
Right?
That's cool.
Yeah.
And like throughout the whole thing, you get this mystery of like you never fully find out her origins, like because I know they discuss. They go like, "Oh yeah, you are human. You're definitely human."
Yeah.
But like, there's an episode. Was it Boom?
Yeah.
Where like they try and scan her, and then they can never fully get a full reading of if she's human or not.
Yeah.
And so they leave the mystery open for as long as fucking possible.
And even this omnipotent, or one of the omnipotent gods, the god of music, the maestro, one of the villains, was like, oh, they have a hidden song inside of her, and that's not right, kind of thing, and bigging it up.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And then to reveal in the season finale that her mum is just this normal person and was just pointing to a sign that was just her name.
Yeah, there's a very clear scene
so
in
crazy.
the show that is a repeating motif of basically this vision of this night where she dropped her baby off.
Yeah.
This mysterious hooded figure. She turns and points towards what we assume to be the Doctor, because where the Doctor's standing, she's pointing at the fucking Doctor, right? But then at the season finale, it's revealed in the last, 10, 20 minutes, whatever, that she wasn't pointing at the Doctor at all. Rather just a sign that had a name on it, and she was like, and that's how she got her name, I guess. but it's just a very shit.
Because I
reveal.
understand what they were trying to do and saying because it was mysterious and stuff, we made it out to be something bigger and special and stuff like that, and it's just ordinary, and it was just us making it like that. But if you then make things of her having super special powers of making it snow for some reason, why could she do that? It's just.
But I see it more of an insult.
Yeah.
That reveal, and that, like what you said earlier, like pointing out to the fans of being like, oh yeah, you made it out to be something big, and you.
Oh yeah, you thought it was gonna be something interesting. You stupid idiot. You dumb little baby.
It appeared to me where it was very much like, oh, what, you generated interest in the show because of a mystery?
Yeah.
It's like how
We dangled
like,
these
fuck you.
keys in front of you and took them away.
Yeah. It just
Yeah,
kind
you
of
dumb
seems like they
little
were
stupid little
pissing on the
baby.
fans for theorizing. Like, that's just what it really felt like to me. Like, they're just sort of been, like, taking the piss out of people that actually care about this show. It seemed more of a joke than it did a genuine thing. It's just like, haha, how dare you care about this show? Clearly, it's just fucking nothing. And because
Little
you
dumb
guys
little
are
piss baby.
so, like, you know, you want to see it so bad, you know, the whole universe was getting, like, fucked up because people, such a mystery. It was just such
Everything
a
was going to
weird
dust.
payoff. And, like,
Yeah.
I think, like you guys mentioned, when it was being for new, like, this being for new fans, right? The main villain for this fucking season is a character that was in the fucking 20 fucking seasons ago. I don't know who this person is.
Yeah.
And they do a terrible job of explaining who this person is.
So the one who waits, who's bigged up, was a old villain who was like in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
So it's been like more than 50 years that this character's has like come back.
Yeah.
And it's quite a beloved villain, and their main story that they're in is fantastic. It's called Pyramids of Mars. Just give it a watch. But yeah.
But it's just like, if you want to make a show that's for new, like you want to make a season that's for new fans, what the fuck is the point in making? You should make a new villain. Why are you pulling an old villain from like 20 seasons ago?
I think the thing is, I at first with the reveal, I thought it was fine because it's like it's bringing back a villain. Okay, cool, whatever. Like for context, people will learn about this villain, and yeah, the Doctor's faced them before, right? But then when they bring the memory TARDIS in and like clips from the old show and stuff and like all this new stuff, it's like, oh, okay, I've clearly missed out on a lot of things, kind of thing.
Yeah. But then mentioning planets, and I'm like, I don't know what this whole scene means nothing to me because I don't know what any of these planets are.
Again, I think this villain would have been great as like the very final villain for this Doctor's story. And like it's the thing of like I was so excited for the one who waits.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know if I wanted it to be a new villain or like I didn't really care. I just was excited. I thought, or I was hoping that the one who waits was going to be the final one because
saved until later.
Yes,
down the
I'll
line,
saved until later. Yeah. Because it's like, oh, it's the one who waits. We've heard this name since the 60th anniversary. Imagine if we waited years until we met the one who waits, and then it was like this cool reveal. I was like, we waited for the one who waits.
Yeah,
that would have been cool. I mean, we still technically did, but it's like it wasn't. It was the payoff was like it's right there. That's the guy.
And the thing of bringing this big villain back, right, and then them being barely used and defeated like a snap of a finger. It was just
it was bad.
We defeated Sutek by putting him in the vortex. How should we defeat him again? Let's put him in the vortex again. Again. So yeah.
That's that. That's Doctor Who.
That's a Who Doctor.
Trial and error. And then again, this is just our opinions, guys. Don't get your knickers in a twist, all right, Doctor Who fans? I'm watching
or
you.
Please do on the comments, please. Comment.
Give us attention.
Let's bait audience interaction, guys. In the comments, insult me. No.
Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Your opinions. Tell us we're wrong. Actually, don't. But yeah. So yeah, we turned into a Doctor Who podcast for a good 20 minutes.
For a little bit.
But I think it's time to transition. Gavin.
Yeah, maybe so.
Because we're hit about the 45-minute mark. I think it's freaking time.
Yeah.
Homo TV.
So, last month we announced... Why? Stop singing. Stop singing.
Oh, sorry, I was trying to be the backing track for you.
What, you're back in tracking me?
Yeah.
Imagine if
Tune
people
in
started doing
my
that.
Pink
You
Boy,
hire
lads.
you hire people to be your soundtrack. Like you're doing a speech, and then I'll just get Tom to sing some, you know, or something. It's just like yeah,
So couldn't get a speaker. Couldn't. Just come
quick,
back.
yeah, improv. Just go.
My
Just
personal
sing the
Bluetooth speaker. His name's Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But yeah, I'll tune my Pip Boy because today we're going to be talking about Fallout. Because
Oh.
last month
Unbelievable.
we announced that we would be playing Fallout 4 this month,
yeah,
and we have done that well to some varying degrees.
Yep.
But I guess the first question on everyone's minds: how many hours, gang?
Harley, I'll let you go first.
Okay, I believe 7.8 hours.
Whopping time.
Guys, let's keep in mind he was busy. He was a busy guy. But
What
yeah,
about
he's
you,
a,
Tom?
a busy guy with busy opinions.
What about you, Tom?
And I'll say I was also a busy guy, new job and things and stuff
Mhm.
that happened. I played 11 hours.
Oh,
11 hours.
Play
Just a little
more.
bit more.
That's good. That's
A little
good.
bit more,
Okay,
a little bit
okay,
more.
A little bit more.
A little bit more.
Okay, Tyler.
Yep.
Tyler.
Tyler?
I got 45 hours.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
shit.
Well,
Cool,
we can
cool.
see
Mo-
you clearly committed to this channel.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
I'd like to dedicate this sentence. Sentence?
Yeah,
This
one
month.
sentence, please. Only one
Yeah.
sentence.
I'll
You only get one
dedicate-
sentence.
I'll dedicate this
One
one
sentence.
giving myself a pat on the back because I realised this recently. I think I've, in regards to the channel, like I think I've managed to beat every single game.
Within the month, right?
Not within the month, but because Persona it took me
Oh.
like the day after we recorded the episode.
Just
And also Hades. Yeah, I'd beaten it before.
And Hades, that was a long time ago, but I still beat
Yeah.
it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was that thing of like crazy like realization that I think, as far as I'm aware, I believe I've beaten all of them.
Well, there
I
you
mean,
go.
feel
Hey,
free to correct me if I'm wrong.
applause. Right now.
Hey, yeah, applause here.
Editor.
But,
Me?
yeah,
Yeah.
man. I
Employee of the month
yeah, the employee of the month.
for 6
yeah,
months.
This is the game that we have decided to play, and we played a bit of it.
Yes.
Mhm.
How do we want to do this, gang? What do we wanna...
I'll say since Holly and I obviously didn't play as much. Obviously, we also watched the Fallout show,
Yeah.
so we're also going to be talking about that. I haven't watched its entirety, but we also don't want to spoil the whole show anyway.
Mhm.
So we'll
Yeah, I
probably
think-
we'll be talking more about the first episode.
Yeah, for the sake
Oh.
of discussion's worth, I think it would be fair to talk about the first episode, aka like the pilot, if you get what I mean.
And I think it's worth mentioning why we always tell people how long we've played a game.
Mm.
It's just so we can take in consideration, okay, these guys say maybe this game is good or bad. However, they've only played this amount of
Yeah.
time, or
Yeah.
or they've played all this time and they said
Yeah.
it's good or it's bad. So
Yeah.
it must be a valid opinion. So just keep that in mind.
So, for people who don't know, Tyler, summarize what Fallout 4 is.
Oh yeah, fuck me.
Yeah.
All right, war never changes, gang.
Or
Yeah, so Fallout 4 places you. I think it's just. I know it as just the Commonwealth. Like that was just what it was referred to as. But it's in America, somewhere in America, and you're living like your typical suburban lifestyle. I think you're a war veteran. That is chilling with your wife, your robot pal, and your son, and you're living out your days, in the suburbs, chilling, living that like nuclear family lifestyle. Get it? But suddenly, you're approached at the front door by this man offering you a package for Vault Tech, a premium sort of. You get like a free pass into the vaults because you are a war vet. Like, you serve the country. And so they're like, as a thank you, you can get in the vaults in case there's a nucular emergency. And they
just in
drop bombs.
case.
In case, but that's never gonna happen.
Not gonna
And then,
happen, right?
this man, walks away, offers you your package, whatever. You humbly accept or don't accept, I guess. I don't really know what happens with that. But you're chilling, you're having your normal, like, Sunday evening, just relaxing, and then all of a sudden, the bombs drop. And
Oh shit.
it is a moment where you must scramble to get to this vault. You know, you get in there just in the nick of time, as you just see this ginormous explosion hit your neighborhood. Your whole life is just washed away in front of you as you just descend into the vaults and you disappear. Some time passes and you are... I don't know how to do this without spoiling things, but
I think
okay.
it's fine to summarize. So
A little bit.
I mean, if you want me to take over,
Sure.
you are put in this vault, and you're frozen. Not sure why, just are. And then these people come in, and they basically unalive your partner and take away your kid. And basically, the main plot of the game is to find your child, right? And exploring the wastelands of being frozen in time for so long and waking up in the far future, seeing that, you know, humanity has continued and what on earth is going on, right? And then it's just the main game is exploring the wastelands, trying to find your son, and, you know, doing various missions and stuff like that, and helping people out and stuff like that.
Building relationships, finding your own way in the Commonwealth, and how you, like, what you want to do with this world. Because the game is very open with your decisions, because this is a choice-based game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a Bethesda game, so it's like...
It's Bethesda. You, like, a big part is NPC interactions and how you play the missions based on your will. Like, the plot develops as you make the decisions. I think that's very important to point out, and obviously the game drastically changes depending on the choices that you make as you travel the wastelands. But yeah, that's pretty much.
And an even simpler term for people, it's Skyrim but set in the future. There you go.
There you go, yeah.
Is that a like a what category would this fall onto?
It's open world.
A role-playing game, yeah.
Like
open world RPG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
First person shooter.
There you go.
Yeah.
First person or third,
Third person, yeah.
because it can change your perspective. But yeah, you gather resources as you go along. Sometimes they can be very scarce. But yeah, there's a lot of customization. You can also customize your character. You can. I'm assuming the footage that you see now is from my playthrough. I made my guy look as fucked up as he could be, and I love that. I put every single scar you could put, and every wart or whatever you could. He has all of that.
I tried to make the most generic guy ever, and then just called him Greg.
Yeah.
And like the journey Greg goes on is the greatest masterpiece of human history.
Yeah. I like a little small detail. I'm sure you guys picked up that whatever you call your character, they try their best to say your name. I just called my guy Tom. So I was like, I don't know, I'll just call Tom. And they actually say, hey Tom, or whatever. I was like, yo. When games do shit like that, I'm like, how do?
Yeah.
I wonder if they have like a database of like all like possible names or variants of names.
Yeah.
And then like if you pick a name that's not within that, there's like, hey guy.
Yeah.
Hey man.
That's probably, I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah. They go on Google most basic names, copy paste.
They have like a list of names, and then they just have everyone in the VO booth just going, Greg, Tim.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess we can say we can talk about our own experiences from least to most, maybe.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, Harley, how's Fallout 4 for you?
Fallout, it's fine. I mean, again, barely scratched the surface of the main story, I suppose, but I feel like I played enough to get the general vibe of the whole game itself, because you know, it is just exploring, shooting the bad guy and stuff like that. But then apart from that, I feel like there is a lot of things to do in the game, and it's very, you know, very free roaming in the fact that there's this side thing of like building up a town with people, like Sanctuary, you know, and making that better, and like a place for people to go, and that whole customization of making the houses and the defenses and stuff, and you know, organizing the town, and basically you could just play the game like that and not even find your son. Be like, you know.
Yeah, fuck it. Fuck my son.
Just be in creative mode, pretty much. Well, not, but can't go out, gather the resources, and then come back and build your house and Minecraft it, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I think that is a very popular thing, and I enjoyed what little I did of it because it is cool, and it's interesting. There's this side little thing to do, and it gives the purpose of all the random stuff you find in the game.
Yeah,
like there is a lot of it, and it's just like instead of like overcrowding or just dumping it somewhere randomly, you save it and you put it towards making machines and houses and furniture and stuff like that, which I quite like. But I felt like I mean it is evident because obviously when you play the game you get stronger, blah blah blah, right, and get better things. But I felt like the first like sections of the game are quite punishing in the fact that you do have nothing, and it's very hard to find, well, for me at least, was like to find like healing items and like ammo and stuff to complete the first few quests. And I did find that very tricky and very it's a thing of like, let's hark back to last month with Elden Ring, dying again like multiple times and then coming back and doing that. But sometimes I felt like with this I died and then didn't really make any progress at all and just died again, kind of thing. And sometimes with how the game works, if you're like in a building, perchance trying to take down or kill these bandits, and then you have to make an escape and then leave the building. Once you leave the building, it saves, but then there might be people outside or follow you through. So you go through the door, and those NPCs come through the door as well, and then kill you. And then once you die, you spawn back outside that same spot again, and then keep
you can
dying.
Get very easily save locked.
Yeah,
where you can't move. You keep respawning at the same point you were dying, because by the time you load in, you can get killed.
So it's learning just to fucking save every time you do anything in that game. Yeah, so it was a bit like, but then once I was getting through and figuring out what I was meant to be doing, with the vast amount of 1 million quests that I had, and was going, right, what the hell do I do first? What is the thing you prioritize? Right. Kind of thing. Then it was quite straightforward doing the main story, or, well, trying to follow that main path of the story, and then, and stuff like that. And then getting some resources and feeling like, okay, I can actually play this game and do things and explore safely without just dying and not feeling like I'm doing any or accomplishing anything and stuff like that. But yeah, and then I only got up to the bit to finding Diamond City and saving the detective, which is one of my favorite characters so far. I think they're really cool. And then,
shall we say, like, no spoily stuff if people are worried about stuff?
Yeah. I think
beware of spoilers.
I do feel like I think with what we did similar with Persona of just talking about the beginning steps and certain sections and not going through the full game. But then again, Tyler has played the full thing. But
yes, I have
but
done that.
But if you're really, if anyone listening is very like, oh no, I don't want to hear anything about the game, why are you watching?
I mean,
listen, but just be warned, I guess.
But yeah, I don't know what else to contribute in that regards with me with my playthrough. I mean, I could probably chip in at some points, but that was like my first thoughts of
first playthrough impression.
Our initial impressions.
Is this your first Fallout?
Yes.
Cool.
I touched the game a long time ago, but like played 5 minutes of it and then never picked it up.
Sure. Well, this was also my first Fallout experience. I've watched videos of people playing, but it's one of those things, and I've been thinking about it a lot, where you watch someone play a game they've never seen before, and nothing means anything to you when they're playing, because you don't know what anything means. So I was kind of watching just because the person was entertaining, but I couldn't tell you what was happening in the game. But yeah, I've found myself having some difficulty as well, as Harley said, like getting through some quests. But I had this similar problem where there were so many quests, I wasn't really sure on like where I was going. I was kind of going like, oh, there's a waypoint over there in my little radar. I guess I'll go towards that point. Yeah, I did mostly Minuteman quests for a good minute. I did it up until there's like you have to go kill all these beasts things, which it's probably like a further on quests because I was really struggling.
Those
and
quests
then,
become relevant like towards the end game.
right, and I was doing it in like I guess maybe like 7 hours in. I was like, all right, I'll just continue going to where the waypoint is until like I share my screen. I was like, yeah, I'm just playing Fallout. And he was like, why are you doing that? I was like, I don't know, just fucking playing the game. And I was like, go do the main shit. I was like, what? This is not. I was like, what? What do you mean? What?
Yeah, I was like, you definitely are equipped to go do the main stuff because you're fighting like end game freaking enemies just sitting there dying on repeat, and I'm like, why don't you just go and do the actual stuff you're supposed to be doing right now?
Yeah, but then I went to obviously the quest like section of your what's it called, the wrist thing,
It's a pit boy.
Yeah,
Pit Boy, is it Pit Boy? Yeah, I checked the quest bit and like I saw, there's all these quests, and obviously the one I was doing was the one that was on the top because I guess it was the one that I was doing. Well, I was like, oh, I wish the main quest was the thing that was on the top, and then you could do the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because I'm terrible. Again, we've talked about this in Elden Ring. My sense of direction and what I should be doing is terrible. If it's not like a linear experience, I'm fucked. I'm useless. We know this. And so I was like, oh, okay, I need to go to Diamond City. Because then we were looking at the quest. I was like, one of them was go to Diamond City or Diamond City, whatever, something like that. I was like, oh, I remember hearing something about Diamond City. I guess I'll go there. It's like, yeah, that's the main shit. It's like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
But I did in the sanctuary bit. I did spend quite a lot of time like just redecorating and remaking the little town.
Yeah.
I was like, this is cool. You can just fucking make your own shit. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
And like I saw like the happiness levels and like people want more beds or more whatever. I was like, okay, I'll make more stuff. And then apparently that's a quest kind of for Sturgis, who's there. And it was like, oh, I wish we had some more beds. Please go make some. And I was like, I already did that. Can I talk to you again? Yeah, it's like, oh, thanks for making all these beds, man. That's freaking sick. If only we had some water. I was like, oh, I already did that as well. And then like it was a constant loop where I think I finished his thing because like the happiness levels are all up and up, on the up and up. So like sick, cool. I completed this bit. Now I did save the detective guy who's fucking sweet. Mm-hmm. And talking about that, I wanted to touch upon a cool thing that I guess will lead up to Tyler your playthrough.
Yeah.
Which is how you were talking about how you can make different decisions on how to go about things. There's one specific thing. I won't be too specific about it, but you basically need to get something from this NPC, and you can at least I wasn't able to convince him to give it to me because of, I guess, my charisma or whatever. But I spoke to their secretary, and they gave me that thing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And Tyler told me, he's like, I just pickpocketed it. I was like,
just fucking
you can do that? You can do that?
Yeah.
I was like, yo, that's so sick. They can do the same thing in different ways.
Yeah, I
like
love
that.
that shit. Like that's interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like reminiscent of like we always bring this up, but like Baldur's Gate, like I love that you can just do different shit in that game, and like you say same here, like you can just be like, oh, I can pickpocket him, I could do it the like nice way, I could just kill him and steal it from him. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
do we know when the game came out?
2015.
2015. That's cool. Yeah, no, that's just cool. It's a cool little thing. They clearly paid attention to shit like that.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that stuff, and I know that it's a lot better in like other games, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it's more of a thing.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people praising New Vegas.
I know there's a lot of like, because to be fair, I mean people enjoy Fallout 4, but I think that a lot of the earlier games are what people consider to be peak, like Fallout.
So how is it for you, Tom?
Yeah, I guess it's time to talk about my experience. So, where do I even begin? Like, at the start,
At the very beginning.
I guess I have had experience with Fallout before. Not, like, I don't really count it because I played Fallout 76 first, right? And I played like a decent amount of it, but like I barely have any memory of playing it. Like
I've heard not very good things about that game.
Yeah, like it wasn't the greatest. I just remember walking around. That was mainly what I did. And like I'm one of those people that in games, like I love customization, and I love when there's that really cool outfit or something that you want, and it's like, oh, you have to grind for 40 hours and do this quest and get 2,000 of this, and then you'll be able to get this armor set. And I'm like, I'm all in. Like that shit I would do constantly, and I know that for Fallout 76 I did that because there was this like really fucking stupid mascot costume, and I was like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. I need to get that. Like it was some fucking stupid like I think it was like a theme park that you can find, and then you have to do this like really fucking annoying quest, but you get like special bottle caps from it. That's the only bit I remember. But you'd like have to get so many of them, and I remember a bunch of people would run around with that like outfit, or like there was a few people, and it like took a long time, like a long grind to get that. And I just remember like running around doing that quest on repeat so I can slowly collect the things to get that armor set, and that is my only fucking memory of that game. Because it was also a thing of like you play with other people, and the other people could just be fucking assholes and just destroy all your shit.
Yeah, I hate that type of mechanic in games. Even in like Elden Ring, I was like, oh, that's kind of I don't like this.
Yeah, it was a very online, because that was back when I used to play on Xbox, so it was like a very online centered
environment.
Game. Yeah, so you could get people on Xbox voice chat sending you messages like, "Oi, fuck off, yeah? Can you leave my base alone?" Like shit like that. Just really toxic people. So that was like my earliest experience with Fallout, and then this is obviously I think is my true like proper experience one of the games, and like I didn't remember fucking anything from 76, so I don't really think it crosses over anyway. But yeah, I think one thing that when I first started, I think something that really locked me in was the intro cutscene. I think the intro cutscene fucking bangs.
Yeah, man.
Like, it's so good. That shit locked me in. I was like, alright, I'm ready. I'm ready for like 3 hours of gaming non-stop. But like I would basically, the way I would do it is that I would allot like a certain amount of time and then just play it per day. So I'd be like, oh, it's Fallout time, and then just play like a quest or just walk around like. And after a certain amount of time, I'll be like, all right, cool, that's all I need to do, and then I won't play for a bit. But like, damn, I will say, like, I definitely don't think this is my favourite game. Like, I didn't fucking love it. But this was a pretty enjoyable experience. Like, I will say, like, the story was really enjoyable. The world was really fun to just kind of walk around. I found myself just playing it as, like, a survivor. Like, just like a wastelander. I think the game really rewards you for that as well, because you guys mentioned, like, things are scarce, like ammo and food, but like it's very intentional, I feel, because it's like it's supposed to show you that the resources are scarce. Every bullet counts. Like, you can't be running around spraying like a fucking dick everywhere, bro, like, because you're losing your ammo very quickly. And like if you're spam healing, like you've lost all your heals, it's over. Like, I think the game rewards you a lot if you are like taking it slow, and like that's what I did for like the majority of the game, was that it was like, okay, using the special mechanic called VATS, which is almost like this sort of slow-mo mode where you can kind of pick the points you specifically want to hit, and then there's a percentage chance that you hit them. It's like a very different style of gameplay.
Yeah.
But the game offers that to you because then you can be a bit more conservative with your ammo and your bullets, because shooting someone point blank without VATS is fine, but if you're at a distance, you are likely to miss. And every bullet counts, and I found that there were definitely points where I would run out of all my like bullets and stuff, and then it becomes a thing of bartering with the NPCs you find and going scavenging and like finding other ways around it. Like, it really loops you into like the Wastelander lifestyle. Like, bartering and trading is really key. Like, there's people in Diamond City that are like doctors, and they can sell you stim packs, and like there's other people, there's like a wandering trader with a big cow like a mutant cow, and it just sort of it's like the wandering trader in Minecraft that would just teleport around, and then you'd find them and they'd be like, "Hey, what's up? Give me shotgun shells now." Like, it was really fun just like exploring that sort of aspect, and I think, you know, I love how in depth the world is. Like, there was a lot of cool NPC interactions, and the world building was really cool. Like, we've mentioned Diamond City a few times, but like just taking a step back to appreciate Diamond City, like I love that like just looking around you realize Diamond City, like they big it up to you like the whole time. Like when you go to Sanctuary and they're like, "Oh, go to Diamond City. It's the city of promises. It's the, you know, this like this great place. You got to go there." And I'm like, "All right, cool." Like, and you kind of expect to see this city and like this glorious place, but it ends up just being a stadium. But it's like a renovated stadium that it's obviously like, "Oh, this is clearly like actually incredibly, if you think about it in like a Wasteland perspective, this is a giant fucking fortress."
Yeah.
And like, you know, ticket barriers and things like that. And then once you set that up with actual like metal walls and shit and like gates, like the city gates being a ticket barrier was crazy. Like when I realized what I was like actually in, I was like, "Oh shit." And I love that. So the security, like the police for Diamond City, are just these sort of they're wearing like sort of like baseball kind of like gear, like football gear, like like stadium padding and shit. I thought that was really cool because it's like it helps cement the whole thing. Is that like, oh, the security, quote unquote, literally were people that basically just rummaged through the storage of the stadium and just started wearing that gear, like, and that's the security gear. But I found like the world building elements just be so cool.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed just sort of walking around and like finding these random NPCs or finding these random buildings, and like I like how the game in the world sort of adapts and changes depending on the side. Like I say side quests, but like
I guess they're just quests.
They are just quests pretty much, and like they all kind of loop. They do loop together with some of them depending on your choices you'll make, because like when you enter late game, it comes to decisions like, oh, I should pick. You got to pick a side. It's like, okay, who am I actually like parting with, and who am I grouping up with? Because obviously, you can't just like dip your toes into everything and then just kind of beat the game like not really choosing a side. You do have to eventually kind of pick where and what you want to do.
Yeah.
And then the side quests become important because you need to complete their side quests to cement that side that you're really joining. So like I side with the Minutemen in my playthrough, and so I needed to do all the Minutemen quests to get to a certain point so that I can then finish the game. But like all of the side quests kind of weave together depending on what side you eventually take. But I love finding all the little factions and all the things you find, like the Brotherhood of Steel. I've never had like I don't know if, because I would really want to bring up this moment in the game because I think it was one of the most eye-opening moments for me in the whole experience. But essentially, after you finish one of the main sort of quests, you go outside and you leave this building that you were in. And this is when the Brotherhood of Steel get introduced. And all it is just you look up in the sky and you just see this massive blimp fly across the sky as it flies past you. And that is it. And like, it was the coolest moment I've ever experienced in this game. When like, I open this door and I just see this massive fucking blimp, because I didn't understand, because I was with an NPC and they're like, whoa, holy shit, what's that? And I'm like, what do you mean, what's that? And I'm like looking around in the game and I look up and like the shadow casts over me, like, and you just see this fucking thing pass. It was crazy. Like, that shit was awesome. Like, that was fucking epic. And like, I didn't really, ultimately the Brotherhood of Steel, to be fair, I think like, something you gotta go into this game is that not everyone is innocent. Like, everyone's pretty much guilty of something. Like, regardless of what path you go down, it is like a path of morals at the end of the day. It's like, what are you siding with? Like, what are you willing to, pass by? Like, the Brotherhood of Steel have a very particular set of rules, and they have this whole thing behind them, and you have to kind of decide, like, okay, do I want to live that lifestyle? Like, do I want to side with that? And then it's a very similar thing with other areas of the game and like other factions, and I found that really fun and really interesting, like going into all of them and just kind of deciding as the world and story adapts, like what you want to do. And that wraps around to the end of the game, which in my opinion, I think the latter half of the game is pretty bad. I didn't really enjoy the ending of the game.
Looking forward to it.
It ends very abruptly, especially for me. I don't know if it was just the ending I got, but also there was no, like I mentioned this before, like there's no end credits.
Oh.
There's no like moment where it's like, oh, this is the end.
Right.
They show you an ending, like a quote unquote ending cutscene. And then the game just continues. That was it. I looked it up on Reddit because I was like, what the fuck? Like, was this the end? Because I wanted to know, obviously, for this episode. I was like, did I finish the game? And so, like, I didn't finish the game, but did I finish the main story? Like, did I get an ending? Like, I looked it up, and, like, the consensus was that, that cutscene you get is basically the marker of saying, oh, this is the ending you got.
Right.
But there is just no end credits. You have to just go in the settings of the game and then just click the credits button and then watch end credits if you want to see credits.
Who would do that?
But yeah, who would do that, really? Like,
Yeah.
I like that experience where it's like you reach the end of a movie and you get the credits. I like that. Really cements in my head, like, psychologically, that's the end. So when that didn't happen, I was just kind of like really lost.
I guess a decision. I don't know if it's a good one, but it's a decision.
Yeah, but I think that speaks to, I guess, maybe it being more of an open-ended game of being like, I mean, this is where this quest ends. Like, you can just keep playing, and you can. Like, there's so much.
Yeah, I do wonder what a 100% completed, like, Fallout 4 game looks like. You know what I mean?
Because there's also, like, DLCs, right, as well?
Probably.
Yeah, there's also DLC content. But yeah, that was basically my experience. I think the last thing I want to mention is just an area in the game.
Yeah.
Because this area stuck with me, and I think it's probably one of the like better or like best side quests I did, mainly because the sheer development that went into that area was really cool, and it was definitely the most fun part for me because it was the most fucking terrifying. It's this place called the Museum of Witchcraft.
Right.
Yo.
And it just kind of showed up on my map. Like, I was looking at my Pip-Boy and I saw a little marker over there and it said the Museum of Witchcraft, and I was like, what is that? I wonder if I can get anything from that. I didn't have like a quest or anything tied to it. I literally just saw that and I was like, huh. So I went there, and it's very far. Like, I did a very far trek to get there. And I got there. And I was like, oh, this is cool. And like, you go around the building and the door won't open, the main door won't open, and you see a cellar on the side that's open. And so you go in, and what follows is probably one of the most, like, closest it would come to a horror game it could ever.
Right.
Like,
right.
Because there's clearly something above you, and you're below. And there's clearly something big above you, or something is above you, because the floorboards are creaking above you, and dust is falling above you. And it's like this wooden floorboards. And you're in this basement, walking through this wreck, and you just see all of this, like, happening above you. And there's clearly something up there, and it's fucking amazing the way they build up the tension for that. I genuinely had to, like, I was like a pussy, bro. I was like spam escaping, pausing the game, because I was like, am I gonna get fucking jump scared? Am I in fucking Outlast? Like, what the fuck is happening? Like, I just wanted to see the Museum of Witchcraft, bro. What the fuck is this? And like, one of the ones that stuck with me the most is, I'm amazed how they pulled this off. Like, you get to a certain bit and there's a staircase going up. And if you look just like above you before you go up the staircase, there's a little hole, and there's a hand that's sort of dangling from this hole. And as you reach that point, you just see the hand get pulled up, and you can see the body get dragged by this thing and get eaten. And you're just there, like, hearing this thing eating something. And the way that they plan that out so that that happens exactly when you get there is fucking epic. Like, that whole area was the coolest shit I've ever experienced. So I noted it down because I was like, I have to talk about this.
Yeah, I love it. One of my favourite things in like most games is like, especially free roams games, is you're wandering about and then you just find this random
random ass thing.
random thing, or this random thing happens, and I love it. You know, I eat that shit up all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Man, that shit was awesome.
Yeah.
Ultimately, that was the shit that cemented me being like, all right, this game's pretty fucking cool.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, similar, but not actually. That happens, like, of just going towards a quest and finding people along the way.
Yeah,
and like having to deal with whatever problem they're going through. Like, I think there was this one where it was like these two people looked the same.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you had to decipher which one was the real one.
Yeah.
Something. Which one was the evil one? I just kind of killed one. Like, well, there you go. And the other guy was just thankful for me not killing him. I was like, all right, bye.
But it's like, there's so many ways that could go. Because, like, I didn't kill anyone, and then all of a sudden someone was like, cool. And then he pulled out a gun and tried to kill me.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, fuck. Or you could just choose to kill them. Like,
yeah.
Kill both of them.
But shall we move on to the series, to the episode? Unless there's anything else we want to talk about the game.
I think, I mean, I say this a lot, and haven't fulfilled it, but with this game, I am aiming to finish it. I'll play a bit more of it.
I'm gonna expose you.
It's just unfortunate that I was very busy this month and
even quite
didn't get as much time as I wanted to commit to the game. But now that's all kind of died down, I can do that.
Yeah, now you have time to complete Hades.
No, it's not happening. It's not happening. I'm sorry, it's not happening. But yeah, I think
no, that's fair.
But yeah, let's talk about
one thing
I'll go.
One thing I wanted to say, and this is more of a petty thing for me. And I understand why it's there. I fucking hate the radiation in the health bar.
Oh,
I was like,
right.
I'm already struggling so much.
Yeah, no, I get
Why are you taking away my health as well,
Yeah.
man? Come on, man. But I understand why it's there. And like, there's a reason. I understand. But it's like, fuck, man. I'm
you
already.
just do the epic thing like me and buy a hazmat suit that neutralizes all radiation.
But I'm already. I'm wearing a tuxedo, and it looks so good. It looks so nice. Like, I'm just a little guy.
Like, the coolest thing was when I bought that hazmat suit, I was like, holy shit, the entire game's just changed. Like, because there's areas you have to explore that are heavily radiated, and like, I was just like, I can just walk around. Like, because the game, I think, is very much like trying to point you in the direction of being like, oh, you could use this or do this. And I was just like, nah, I'm just going to wear my hazmat suit.
Let's move on to at least the first episode of Fallout, because then I feel like this will be the longest podcast we've ever done.
Yeah.
So, I literally started watching it yesterday. At work, because there was nothing better to do. I hope my boss is not listening. I really like how they're telling the story so far. Or at least in the first episode.
Yeah.
Of like how obviously they start from just before the nuclear bomb goes off, because that's the basis of Fallout. I'm pretty sure of like basically all the games. Like, it's in an apocalypse state, and anyone that knows anything about Fallout would know, or the people who don't will soon find out as soon as they watch the series. Like, and like how in the very beginning they're like, oh, maybe there's gonna be nuclear bombs, maybe, and then like it actually happens and stuff. And
I mean that beginning scene is amazing. It's just really
amazing. Like the whole thumb thing.
Yeah.
It's so well done.
Yeah. It's like it's predictable what's gonna happen, but it's done in such a beautiful way that it does not matter.
Like, I'm not even gonna lie, like, that being just a short film, like, that
Yeah.
just segment, I think that shit is just perfect. I was
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
this is peak.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
this is so well done. The direction, the camera work, the way the dialogue moves between the two characters, and you have, like, that constant... It's the constant presence of something's about to happen. But, like,
Yeah.
it doesn't happen until fully the end when he... You know, when they're separated.
Yeah.
Like, the way they utilize the TV is very similar how they utilize the TV in the game.
Yeah.
Of, like, you have a news reporter basically being, guys, we're all fucked, by the way, and, like,
And then they
turning
turn it
off
off.
the TV,
Yeah.
like, because they're trying to avoid it, because they don't want to...
Yeah.
They
Hear about
don't want to hear about it or acknowledge the fact that, you know, they're kind of fucked. And,
Yeah.
like, that very moment of turning it off fucks them all over because they don't get the warning.
Yeah.
Like, shit like that it's so cool. Like, such a really, like, powerful scene and a great way to start off the show.
I'm not going into too much plot detail, but I think the development of the show and the way it looks is very loyal to the games and the world itself, and you know, playing the same music that's played and the things and the technology and the looks,
Like all the props.
it is
all the
just
props are so
straight
faithful.
out of the game. And
like power armor.
we've talked about
So good.
adaptations before, but this one is quite the decent one, where sometimes a game adaptation is just terrible because they want to do their own spin on it and stuff like that, and it doesn't give off the same vibes and wants to make it its own thing. But with this, it does feel like just a Fallout game, you know. But
Yeah.
but TV, like the plot as well of trying to find your dad, kind of thing. Of said, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And stuff.
I don't know if you guys know, but I'm pretty sure the answer is yes. The creators of the game were a part of the production,
I think,
right?
yeah. So
like,
that's a huge
like, it's-
thing.
That is like when an adaptation is done properly, it's usually the creators of the source material are involved.
They're involved
So
in
I'd
some
assume-
way, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think
you
that
can
goes to
really
show,
see it. Like how, like even like the costumes, the props, the music. It's like the way they use it. It's so beautiful.
The way they handle references is really good.
Yeah.
Because it's like if you're a fan, you'll instantly recognize it. But in the show, they do a good job of kind of
Not being like
Yeah,
another
yeah,
thing,
and like not spoon feeding it to you either. It's like just a casual thing that will happen through the plot, and like there's these subtle references. And if you are just a general fan, I guess this is really good that we talk about this because this is very reminiscent from the antithesis to Doctor Who. This did a really good job of having references but not making it the whole fucking plot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Doctor Who is very much the opposite, where it was like you do kind of need to know like
stuff
about Sutek and all these other things.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't mean much to you, and it just doesn't really click well. But I felt like with Fallout, like I didn't play the game at this point when I watched it, but I felt very clued in, and I felt very much in the loop, and they did a really good job of just kind of showcasing everything in a way that wrapped around and just made a lot of sense.
It didn't assume you had to play the games.
Yeah,
because most people that watched it, they didn't play any of the games.
Yeah,
I
and
mean, I hadn't at that point.
and it's amazing the resurgence of the games have now been popularized because of the show and giving it
why we're
the
making
franchise
this episode in the first place.
Exactly, and giving the franchise a rebirth, you know, and it's cool to see.
And the three characters they choose to focus on are very interesting.
Yeah.
I think so far, I mean, I know probably Ghoul is people's favorite, but I really like Lucy.
Fair.
Lucy,
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I'm a sucker for like a pure good character that's explored well and taken to their limits, and like obviously not giving too much away.
Yeah.
But like seeing all these three corners of the story, like Lucy being this the person from a vault dweller, I suppose that's what they call him. The ghoul being a ghoul, and like being used to being out and about in the
Someone
wastelands.
that's been here.
Yeah. and then Maximus, I think is his name, being part of the what's the name of the corporation?
Brotherhood of Steel.
The Brotherhood of Steel, and like what he's done to get where he got by like this just like very shy guy getting to where he is. It's like crazy how the story develops for the three of them, and how and it's very organic the way they connect them.
Yeah,
and they like bring them all together, like common purpose, and it's not like they're like buddy. It's like, you know what I mean, straight away. Or I mean, I again, I still haven't finished the series. I'm still only on the 3rd episode. Yeah. But I like that they just don't become best friends.
Yeah, it's very well done. I think the show, if you haven't watched it, go give it a watch.
100%.
If you haven't played the games, try the games.
Yeah. Excited where it goes from here, the show as well and stuff.
But I guess it's time
to rate the game.
Wrap up and rate this game.
Rate the game.
I mean, you guys think this game's worth the price?
Oh yeah, I think the game's worth the price.
Yeah.
However, I did not pay for my game. It was just like on PlayStation Plus or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what we say usually. If you can get it as low as possible, get it.
Yeah. But like, I think even if you paid for this at full price, I definitely think you're getting your money's worth. For like, this game is offering you a lot of hours of content. Like a lot.
And even more with the mod community. I even forgot to mention that.
True.
But lots of mods available.
That, like, add to like the creation of the sanctuary and adding more stuff with that.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Then there's DLCs.
Yeah, DLCs as well. There's lots of content. You get your money's worth. It's a long, nice game. But yeah.
Definitely give it a shot if you see it in the store. Go for it, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely recommend.
Ratings.
Who's going first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Again, only 11 hours. Keep that in mind. I did 11 hours, and I struggled sometimes to go back to it because sometimes like
Yeah.
So I'll give it a 7 for myself.
Oh, fair enough. Harley, what do you think?
Again, the least amount of hours played. I don't know. I feel like my rating will change.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is like my
Same.
official rating, obviously, because
Yeah.
there's so much. But like from a beginner's point of view, I give it a 6.5. I wouldn't go 7 yet.
All right.
But yeah.
And I would rate it from my whole experience from start to finish, and like my personal opinions on like the plot, well, I didn't really cover because obviously I don't want to talk about spoilers too much here. But I think 6.5 is a pretty valid rating.
Fair
I
enough.
think I'd give it a 6.5.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
So that means our rating is to round it around. It's let's say 6.5 because it's 6.666. 6.5.
Yeah. There we go.
Yay.
6. Fallout. Bethesda's Fallout 4.
Yeah.
6.5.
So
I guess
what's next?
what's next,
Oh.
gamers?
Am I the one to say it? So the next game, I'm pretty sure if I'm not wrong, and my friends will tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Drum rolls, please.
Yeah.
Minecraft.
Playing some Minecraft.
We started a new server as well. We didn't mention it throughout the podcast because we want to say it here. Started a new server.
With our friends, just to make that clear, it's not public.
With our friends, yeah, with our friends, and we are falling in love with it again. And we know a lot of people have the game, but we're gonna be more personal with it.
Yeah, and I think it'll be a nice love letter to the game and stuff like that, because it's 13 years.
No, 15.
Yeah.
Is
And-
it?
Recently hit 15.
Yeah,
so
15.
In light of
Yeah.
the 15th year anniversary, I
And
think
the
it was a
imminent
cool idea.
Minecraft movie.
Yeah.
Yep, that's gonna happen at some fucking point.
But it's time.
And guess what? We've all beaten the game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's not a problem.
Yeah.
But to be fair, not gonna get it now because I don't know how many hours I've played it. I've played it since I was 9 years old.
I think expect to see, more of a chill episode next time of us just kind of recounting
chilling
our
episode.
experience with Minecraft. Because obviously, to be fair, a lot of people own Minecraft already, so But if you
Yeah.
don't own Minecraft, I guess we will do our best to kind of showcase is this game
Why
worth
you
it
should.
and why you should.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it. Hope you enjoyed this episode.
Hell yeah.
Subscribe.
Yeah, smash the like, subscribe, share with your
Smash
friends.
the like button.
Yes,
Smash the
smash
like.
it.
Something about the smash the like button now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just funny to me.
Yeah.
Man, smash that fucking like button.
We have a Spotify as well.
Yeah.
And if you're on Spotify, we have a YouTube as well. So feel free to follow us on both, or one or the other.
Share the
make
word
it's
on
five
Reddit.
different ones.
Notifs, because
Yeah.
the episodes, you know,
We're
we're trying our best to
halfway-
keep it on a schedule, but
Yeah.
you know, sometimes they can.
Yeah, we
be
have
a bit-
lives.
Yeah, you know, I'm too busy playing video games.
We are though, guys, halfway through the year.
True.
We're in the
This is
halfway
the-
mark.
Oh,
halfway
we're
point.
halfway there.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
yeah.
guys, whoa, whoa.
Well, we've been chilling, and you chill out.
Ah, fuck.
Lovely
Bye
stuff.
bye.
Okay, bye bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Woo!